Hey fellow actors, it's Michael Kostroff here with another one of my videos on the microscopic little elements of the audition process. Today we're getting technical, which is unusual because I always talk about the touchy-feely psychological mental things. Um, but I get asked this a lot, so I want to address it. The question of the day has to do with um, where you should put your focus when you're taping and there are more than two characters in the scene. Uh, let's start with when there's one character in the scene. There's my reader. My reader is just off camera, just off lens. The place I'm looking at right now is about an inch away from the lens. So that's enough. Close to the lens is good, and I'm reading with one reader. Now, sometimes there are three characters, four characters, five characters in the scene, and sometimes you want to work with your reader here and an imaginary person here. Now, again, I'm only moving my focus about an inch in each direction, that's it. There is a temptation for actors to put one person here and one person there. You see what that does? It erases a lot of my face, and it's also just not necessary. So, it's important that I communicate to you that the presence of more than two characters in a scene doesn't mean that you need to do this technique, right? It's not necessary. And also, it's not a test. What I mean is, we make everything into a test. There isn't a casting director who's going to say, "Oh, well, we liked Michael Kostroff, but he put the one character over here and one character over here. We didn't like that, and so we're not going to cast him." It's never going to be a make or break kind of a decision. So you should make the decision based on what's going to work for you, what helps you, what makes you connect best with the scene and the dialogue, as opposed to what you think will be getting it right or pleasing them. Knock that shit out, okay? This is for you. So, um, here's an example of when I would not do it. If I'm playing a suspect being interrogated by two cops, my feeling about the two cops, if my feeling about the two cops is more or less the same, that they're these two cops, I don't know them, and they're talking to me, you can just play it to the reader. You could just play the reader for all of it. They know, because it's on paper, that there are two cops. You don't have to bear the responsibility of demonstrating that. You see what I mean? I only like to have the focus change when there's a relationship difference. Like, oh, this is my friend. This guy keeps interrupting. Yeah, that guy, I know. So there's a reason to change the focus. By the way, when you're deciding about which one's the reader and which one's the invisible person, you should make the reader the person with whom you have the primary relationship in the scene. So that if there's an aside or less of an exchange with one of the characters, that's the imaginary one. But you don't always need to do it. I find it's helpful, as I'm repeating myself now. I find it is helpful if my relationship with the two people is different. But don't make yourself crazy about it. I mean, I know actors who are like, well, I have five people, so he's here, she's there. I mean, there's no way to comfortably play that scene while you're trying to remember where everybody is. Keep in mind, the casting director knows there are five people in the scene or three people in the scene. They know who you're talking to when. You don't have to mime it. You don't have to demonstrate it. You don't have to demonstrate that you know that you're playing a scene with five people. It's all fine. Everybody's fine. So you just do what is helpful to your audition and leave it there. Leave it at that. I hope I've made these clear. I do these on the fly. I don't prep them, so I never want to end until I'm sure that I've covered everything. I hope that's clear. It's just like so many things that we do. There's no science about it. There's no well, if it's two characters do this, if it's three characters do this. It depends on who the characters are, how much you talk to them, how much you listen to them, and what helps you do your work at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, or any time of the day. All right. I hope that is helpful. I hope that solves that mystery that I get asked about a lot. And I hope that you will continue to enjoy and benefit from these videos. Feel free to leave a comment. Please visit the website, auditionpsych101.com, and I'll have more little tidbits for you in the future.